is a Nintendo Switch, and this is $20. Now, you may be asking yourself, Max, what does a Nintendo Switch and $20 have to do with anything? Well, guys, in the past, I have made many top 10 videos talking about the Nintendo Switch games that I love, whether that's first-party games, my favorite Switch games of all time, or even third parties. I've done a bunch of third-party top 10 videos, and a lot of the times, you guys come back to me saying, Max, that's a lot of money. I don't have $60 to spend right now. Because a lot of these third-party ports, let's just be real, they launch at $60 price tags. So, with the genius mind that I have come up with a list, a top 10 list, where you can buy Nintendo Switch games for $20. $20. Now, I do need to do a disclaimer here. I'm going to be showing physical copies of games in this video, but some of the physical copies are actually $40, but digitally, they're like way under 20. So keep that in mind when you're going over these games and you're like, wait, the physical copy, it's more expensive. If you see a physical copy that's worth more money, then digitally it is under $20. Let's jump right into this video. So obviously, we don't have $60 to spend. So we can't go out and buy a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for our Nintendo Switch. But there's a great other option. Some people compare it to Legend of Zelda already. Actually, some compare it to Kid Icarus in some ways in terms of the storyline, the characters. But that is Immortals Fenyx Rising. Now, this is a Ubisoft game that came out back in 2020. You know, this is one of those games that had an interesting development cycle. The original title was called Gods and Monsters, and it had a CGI trailer when the game was first revealed, and everyone's like, Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild clone. Oh my gosh, Breath of the Wild clone. And in all honesty, there is definitely a lot of inspiration of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild into Immortals Fenyx Rising, but I like to call it a combination of Kid Icarus characters meets The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild gameplay. It is genuinely a really fun game. The Switch version, graphically, it's a little musty in places, but it's still a fun game that you can find, I think actually for $10 now. If it's not on sale for 20, I've seen it go for under 10. So it is very much worth your money. And again, you gotta look at it from a point of view of, we don't have $60, we need a Legend of Zelda on our Switch. Immortals Fenyx Rising is the perfect game to put on our $20 budget list of Nintendo Switch games. Now, some of you might be like, okay Max, I see you got a $20 list, but surely you can't meet all criteria of what we need. Whether that be RPGs, shooters, Mario games, all sorts of stuff, Animal Crossing, that type of stuff. But I have met your RPG need for only $20. I got you Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster. Wow, what a title. Anyways, this is a game that is only $20, and it is a 100+ hour game that is going to give you infinite amount of content. Well, 100 hours isn't infinite, but it's gonna take you forever to beat. I'm stuck on a boss right now that I wish I could beat, but the game is genuinely fun. It's a RPG that's already perfect for the Nintendo Switch. These type of games, they are perfect for the Nintendo Switch. Any game that's over 50 hours must automatically come to the Switch. I don't care what game it is, you need to take it out of your way to just put it on the Switch, because I don't know how people plan on, like, Persona 5 took me forever to beat that. It's gonna take me forever to beat this even portably, but the portable experience is perfect, and for only $20 to get a Shin Megami Tensei game, that's pretty impressive. I don't care who you say you are, that is impressive. That is a perfect game to be looking out for when you're using $20 for Nintendo Switch games. Okay, so this is one that, as of right now, it's actually $50, but this is one that goes on sale very frequently. It goes on sale probably every other week. So I feel like it's not cheating putting this into the list. As long as you can play the waiting game, you can get this for $20. I think I've seen this actually go for $15 on sale. What is that game, you might be asking? Well, it's a wonderful game. It's actually a collection of games. Yes, you'll be getting 3 games for the price of $20. the Bioshock Collection. This is such an amazing Switch port. A graphically amazing Switch port. Bioshock 1 already looked like a beautiful game. I think Bioshock was ahead of its time. I still think Bioshock looks great, and Bioshock looks great on the Switch. This is one of those games that should have been on the Switch sooner. But anyways, Bioshock is absolutely stunning on the Switch. The only complaint I would say about this is the fact that, as you can see right here, it says download required. Now, doesn't sound too bad. It does say micro SD card required though. So you might be asking yourself, that sounds like a lot of storage. Yes, because if it can't fit the regular Switch memory size, which is now the OLED, you get 64 gigabytes, but at the time when this came out, the base model Switch only gave you 32 gigs. You couldn't play that game with just that. And that would probably be one of the major concerns, or not concerns, more of a complaint with the Bioshock Collection is, even when you buy it digitally it's worse, but physically, you have so much storage being taken up. I want to finish Bioshock 2, but I can't because of how much storage that takes. So that is probably one of the major L's with the Bioshock Collection. But the plus side, it's a $20 game. You get 3 games. If you don't have much storage, it's probably one of those games you don't want to get. But it's also a great shooter game, a great story game, a great overall beautiful game. There's so much about Bioshock that's amazing. Now, you might be saying, Max, surely there's not a Mario game that's under $20. Well, guys, I am proud to announce that there is a Mario game for under 20. It's one of those that actually is on sale a lot, so it's like every other week you have to wait for it to go on sale. But that's Mario Kingdom Battle. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Sorry. Now, this game, if you play the super long game, the super long waiting game, you could get this for $10. That was the most recent price tag. This game is already an amazing game. Paying $60 for this is well worth it, but obviously we're under a budget. $20 is our budget, and this is a beautiful, wonderful, actually kind of a funny game. Interesting gameplay mechanics. It is Mario meets XCOM. That's pretty much what it is, with the combination of Rabbids in there, which, okay, a lot of people have told me they are not going to play this game because of the Rabbids. Do not let that be your reason for not buying Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I am so annoyed every time so many people have come to me telling me that. I get so upset because this is a good game if you can get behind the fact that the Rabbids are in it. And it sounds weird, but they kind of make sense together in terms of this gameplay style, this storyline that they got made. It is well worth it, and for only $20 to get a Mario game on the Nintendo console, you cannot go wrong with that. And especially, we got the sequel coming out soon. If you play the waiting game on the sequel, you are probably going to see that drop down to $20 pretty fast, because Ubisoft's the one publishing and paying for the game's development. Now, our next one. Obviously, we have a lot of Sonic titles for the Nintendo Switch. Some good, some bad. Okay, well, let's just be honest. Pretty much all of them are bad. You know, I feel like Sonic Forces is not a bad game, but that's a story for another day. I don't want to bore you guys of how I feel Sonic Forces is mediocre at best, but it don't matter. It don't matter. We have, surprisingly, a good Sonic game on the Nintendo Switch, and it's not even made by Sega themselves. Sonic Mania. Physically, this is kind of an expensive game, but if you wait on sale digitally, I think I've seen this go for like $3. It's a $20 game digitally. Physically, it's $20, but I would recommend just waiting for it because it will go on sale. But anyways, Sonic Mania is an amazing Sonic 2D game. It's definitely a throwback to its classics of the old original Sonic games. And best of all, it's actually made by the fans. So the fans obviously know what a good Sonic game. Sega, I don't know what the world's happening with Sega. I don't know what they're doing with Sonic Frontiers. I was so excited for that, and now it's just like, what is that? Anyways, Sonic Mania is an amazing game. Christian Whitehead is a developer team that is a major Sonic fan. Christian Whitehead, make a sequel to this, please. I don't know what you've been up to, because, you know, Sonic Origins. I don't even know how Sega screwed that one up. Okay, so obviously we don't have $60 to go out and buy Smash Bros. So we need to find a cheaper route to getting Smash Bros on the Switch for under 20. Now, I don't think many of you are gonna like where I'm going with this. However, realize this, we don't have $60. Next up, I have Nickelodeon. Oh, stop. I know there's people over there. No, I just saw a tomato thrown at me. No. This is actually a good game. I am a fan of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. It continues to get a good game out of me because it's constantly being updated. We just got DLC that's paid DLC, obviously, but we have 2 free DLC characters. We just got the inclusion of voice acting. This game is constantly getting updated and it's constantly getting played. I don't have any friends that play this game because they don't like it, but I like it. The voice acting has been one of like my biggest cons of the whole game, and the fact that we got that now, it's pretty much a perfect game to me. I think people need to stop looking at it as like, ooh, Smash Bros. Which, I mean, I know in this video we're kind of making the comparison of Smash Bros. Because, you know, it tries to be Smash Bros. It's got online. It doesn't matter. This game is good. It's got voice acting. It's fun. For $20, it's well worth it. Go pick up Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Okay, this one is honestly a game I've not had a chance to beat yet, but it is such a fun game. And the fact that this is under $20 mind blows me. It absolutely mind blows me. Obviously, we need to have some Metroidvania games in our life. Can't go out and buy Metroid Dread, but we can, however, buy a Microsoft title. What? Microsoft on the Nintendo Switch? What do you mean, Max? Microsoft has a lot of their titles on the Switch. One of those being Ori and the Blind Forest. Both of the Ori games are on the Switch. I don't know if the second one goes under 20 a lot, but the first one is a $20 game, and it looks beautiful on the Switch. The best way I can describe what Ori and the Blind Forest is, other than telling you that it's a Metroidvania game, is the fact that this game, it's like a Pixar movie if you were playing it in form of a video game. This game's art style is absolutely beautiful. This game's storyline is absolutely beautiful. The gameplay is absolutely beautiful. Do I need to continue, or do you understand what I'm getting with this? This game is absolutely beautiful. Our next game is a long game, just how like Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remastered. Whoa, I can't believe I just got that title again easily without having to look at it. Hades. This is an extremely difficult game. I don't want you to buy this game and thinking it's like an easy game. It is not an easy game. Hades it's a rogue game, meaning if you die, you have to start all the way back over. So if you consider that in mind, that's a long game because you get upgrades to get better in each run, all that handy dandy good stuff. This game has very interesting voice acting, a very interesting storyline, and a very addictive gameplay style. When I fell a run, I'm like, okay, it's 2 a.m. I got time for one more run. This game will have you constantly playing it over and over and over if you're a fan of rogue type games. This game's voice acting has also honestly kept me intrigued with this game. One day I want to beat this game. One day I just need to get the patience to beat this game because rogue games, dude, rogue games, not for me. So we don't have $60 to do Animal Crossing. What's our next best option? Stardew Valley. Now, a lot of people tell me that they actually like Stardew Valley more than Animal Crossing. Both games are different in its own manner, but they both are kind of the same thing in terms of what it's trying to be, if that makes sense. It's got the same gameplay of building your own village. Stardew Valley, I'll be completely honest, I didn't like it, but I don't think I gave it a fair chance just due to the fact that I don't like putting this type of time into a game when I could be doing something else, whether that be making a video or actually beating a game. You can beat Stardew Valley, but it's just putting so much hours into it that I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. I mean, I guess you don't really accomplish anything when you beat a video game. It's just a bypass time, but you know what I mean by that. I don't feel accomplished playing this. I don't feel accomplished playing Animal Crossing. That's why I stopped playing. But I know that a lot of people love Animal Crossing, and we don't have $60 for Animal Crossing, so our next best bet is Stardew Valley. It's got the online capabilities just like any other Animal Crossing game would. Play with your friends, build your own village, interesting storylines. One day I'll jump back into Stardew Valley and have a better thought process behind it, but as of right now, I just don't feel accomplished playing it. Okay, this one, this is gonna be a reach. This is like reaching up to the very high with where I'm going with this. But obviously, we don't have $60 to buy a 3D Mario game. But we have other options for 3D Mario games. We have a really good option. Man, I feel like everybody's gonna get mad for me. This is a good game. Before I say it, it is genuinely a good game. Please give this a try. My game option for you when you want to play a 3D Mario game but don't have $60, but we only have $20. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Okay, hold on. This game, remove the fact that it's a SpongeBob game and it is genuinely fun. You have so many adults that talk about this game specifically being so good, so that should be enough to tell you, okay, hey, maybe I should look into this. Maybe I should actually give this a try. Why would this person be recommending me this who is an adult where SpongeBob is a kid character? Like, trust me when I say this is a good game. I make the comparison of a 3D Mario game because, in all honesty, it's a collectathon. Mario games in terms of Galaxy 64, I consider those collectathons with how you have to collect the stars, all that good stuff. It's open like a 3D game. This has the open world type like a Mario 64 would. In all honesty, Mario 64 was probably heavily inspired, hold on. SpongeBob was heavily inspired by Mario 64, the Battle for Bikini Bottom. Dude, I can hear the amount of people that thought I was about to say that Mario was inspired by this game. But the whole speedrunning community absolutely loves this game too, so that should be enough to be like, okay, I need to look into this game. Now guys, that was the top 10 games that I have for you guys that was under 20 for the Nintendo Switch. Now, you may have noticed that I never said coming in number 10, coming in number 9, all that type of stuff, because in all honesty, I don't have a particular order where I could say, yeah, get this and that. I feel like all these games are equal. All these games are for, you know, they're different audiences. That's why I didn't do a top 10 list. I'm just calling it a top 10 list because that's where the views come in. But I don't have a particular game in here that I'm like, yes, that's my favorite. They're all equal to me. They're all for different audiences. I tried my best to come up with a list that fit every criteria of audiences in the form of 10 games, $20. I felt like I came up with a pretty good list. Now, I want to know what you guys think. Is there any game that you think I should have put under $20 in our top 10 list? Or is there a game that you're like, you know what, Max, that was perfect. I think you just explained everything perfect. This is great. I'm glad that you made this list, Max. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some of these. Let me know all that in the comments down below. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out our Discord server, follow me on Twitter, check out the Instagram, check out the podcast that I'm a part of. I've been talking for too much. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.